It started with a promo battle. At least that's what I call them. It's a face to face. And we had our AEW Men's World Champion, Hangman Adam Page, taking on, I guess, the number one contender now in Samoa Joe, right? And we had some fun stuff here. One of the things that I thought was fun was how Hangman talked about being a day one guy and dressing like a Stay Puff and committing arson and all of that stuff. And then I liked how he said, I think I was proposed to once, which he was. Remember when the Dark Order was like, yeah, and he said no, and then they go, he
That's
did
right.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
that was so much fun.
Yeah. He also said this.
I will knock your dick in the dirt.
Did he say that last night?
No, not last night,
Oh,
but just
I bet he did.
during
Maybe we
his
didn't-
time from being a
Oh,
day
yeah.
one.
Yeah, definitely. So it was interesting. Hangman's angle, I feel, was, hey, I'll give you the shot, but you don't have to be like a baby about this. What did you
Yeah.
think his kind of thesis was on his side
Yeah, I
of
think
the
that was kind of it. It was more just like damn, Joe, what an ass. Like, you could have got a shot. Like, you're worthy of a shot. You could have came up and been like, let's do this, and we've done it. But no, now, you know what I mean? You want to act like I'm just a chump to just be just like taken advantage of, jumped on like I'm some weak link. It's kind of, I'm paraphrasing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he did what I said when I was skeeting, that Hangman promos feel like you have an angry therapist in the room with you, right? So he digs into Joe about why he's doing this, right? Because, you know, I mean, he's jealous. He saw something he wanted and, like, you know, doesn't have and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and the one thing that I thought Joe, so then we go over to Joe's side, and Joe's, pulling no punches, and he's basically saying, like, I don't think you're a real champ. When I see you, I don't think like the pinnacle of this business. I just see someone who got lucky. I would have went one more step with that if I was Joe. I would have went, and I beat you in our last championship match. It was a triple threat, but me and you were both in there, and I didn't beat Swerve. I beat you. And so, like, you have to live with that. I did that to you, and I'm going to do that to you again at Wrestle Dream. I would, because the thing with Hangman, as we were talking about, the anxious millennial cowboy thing, is you can get it into his head pretty easy, right? And saying the whole, like, I beat you in this same scenario, minus one person in this match coming up at Wrestle Dream, but I did do this to you. And that could really fuck with his head. I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Man, Hangman is the only person that I think I've ever witnessed in life that can show up in a denim shirt, half unbuttoned down to his navel, chest hairs all hanging out. And I thought, man, that guy's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a non-racist version of like Burt Reynolds in the 70s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, I want to be like this guy.
Well, it also helps.
I'm nothing
that,
like this guy, but I want to be like him all of a sudden.
Well, but it also helps that he does see the world in a way that is more rational and compassionate. So that's also good. But
that is outlawed,
here's my
Tom.
question. Huh?
No reasoning, no compassion, no empathy. That shit's liable to end you up in one of the, facilities.
Don't know what you're talking about, and I don't want to know. But look, let's cut to the chase. I think we're both picking Hangman at Wrestle Dream. So this is the thing that I'm interested in, right? Now, I said that last time when Joe had a title match and he beat MJF for the championship. So maybe I'm wrong. But again,
that surprised me too, though.
Yeah, the consensus is Hangman continues his reign, right?
Of course.
So, and I know we got one more week of television and obviously the match and so all that. But if you were to get into your crystal ball right now, what do you see Joe doing after this? Does this lead him into a fuck everyone, I'm better by myself? Or
I'm not entirely sold on the fact that he wouldn't beat Hangman. Like I just said last week, we've got a heel problem in both the world heavyweight divisions, in the men's and women's. And Samoa Joe brutally beating Hangman, maybe in some sort of embarrassing fashion, would do the trick, right? I think that would cement him as a heel, and he's already has precedent of, oh, you don't think I'm going to beat your fucking favorite guy who's got the title right now? He's a bitch. And I will make him bow down. And that's, in fact, the promo he might cut the next night, right?
Yeah.
So there is that. But let's say what you said. He loses to Hangman because Cowboy shit, right? We love the Hangman. What does he do next? That's not a bad idea, right? Like go on a murderous rampage, but I feel like we've seen that from Joe, right? But I am tapped on what's new for Joe. He always has the like, I'm a street thug kind of swagger mentality, and I think he's overplayed that some. So I don't want him to do it. He doesn't need, like, he's already had Cruz, right? Like he's had a bunch of, deck hands around him in various ways. So I don't know. What, you have an idea?
The only thing I was thinking is because remember, he is 1/3 of the trios champ. Now, I don't know the health status of Shibata, so that plays into effect of what we could do.
Steal his trios team from him? Anyway.
Well, I was just thinking he gets so caught up in failing to beat Hangman that he can't focus on tagging with people. He thinks he should do it all because, let's just say there were shenanigans in the match. And that's how he lost to Hangman, right? Right. And so then he overcorrects. And then I think the one waiting, and this is why I think peeking behind the curtain, they kept Hook away from the ops after he got injured or whatever you want to call that, is I think they're like, hey, Powerhouse has finally got some shine. And I think a good way to like get him to that next level is a Powerhouse versus Samoa Joe, right? That's a meat on meat. And you already have some story built in there with we were champs. Joe goes crazy. Powerhouse has to set him straight.
Joe's just he's ranting like I couldn't beat Hangman, whatever. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show everybody. I'm gonna go find the biggest, fucking meatiest powerhouse there is. And then Powerhouse just back there like he's like, what? And then fucking whap, right? And just going at it.
Yeah, I think they got to lose. Here's who I would have them lose to, by the way. You want to know who I'd have them lose the trios championship to? The best trio in the world. No, the best trio in the world. That is a good choice, but it's the best trio in the world.
Dark Order.
No. Dalton Castle and the Outrunners.
Oh, the Castle Runners.
I mean, there, every week having those guys on. No offense to the Demand or the Hurt Syndicate, but that is fun.
Tom, I love the Hurt Syndicate. I love the We Hurt People. I love the Demand. I like Ricochet. If through Dynamite and Wrestle Dream, if neither of those could make the show for any reason, but we instead got the Castle Runners, I'm cool with it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they're that fucking fun.